What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Grimmys. That's right, a Grimdark award show. Not to be confused with the Grimmys, that is the Obituary Writers Award show. No, this is an award show for Grimdark adult fantasy books that I read this year, and just kind of like a best of with interesting categories, let's just say that. So, here's the deal, guys. I'm not going to limit one book per award. I just think that total domination should be possible here, as well as this thing just kind of got thrown together at the last minute. I had an idea. I was going to do it, but, I procrastinated, and now it's just kind of thrown together with duct tape, band-aids, and curse words. Now, before I get into these awards, I do want to take a second and just mention somebody, because I have like a personal kind of accolade or whatever to throw at them, and this is really just like the Slowly Read Appreciation Award. And that one's going to go out to CK. And now, for those that don't know, CK is the moderator of my Discord, and she's been kicking ass while I've been basically fucking off reading books. So, by all means, stop by the Discord and say what is up to CK. I know that this coming year, we got the Black Company read along, so both of us will probably have our work cut out for us. But by all means, like I said, she just been kicking ass for me, and she deserves all the praise. So, way to go, CK. All right, on with the show. So I guess I should just kind of run down the rules here to the award show. So here at the Grimmys, there are no rules. In fact, cheating is highly encouraged and just, all around fuckery. So, let's get into it. All right, so the first category is the Abracadabra Award. Now, this award represents which book had the best magic system out of all the books I read this year. And without a doubt, this award goes to Beyond Redemption by Michael R. Fletcher. Beyond Redemption and the entire Manifest Delusion series has one of the most original, thought-provoking magic systems I've ever read, and it's amazing because this is in a grimdark book where usually the writers focus on characters. And it's not that the characters didn't get the love, it's just that Michael R. Fletcher really created something badass here. And so by all means, Beyond Redemption gets the Abracadabra Award. Next up is the Magic We Don't Need No Stinking Magic Award. And so this award basically represents which book was the best that didn't contain any magic or little magic at all. And so this award is going to go to The Blackhawks by David Ragg. So David Ragg wrote a fantasy book with zero magic, and it's just so much fun. It's a great journey adventure kind of tale, and I was just blown away that he didn't have a stitch of magic in it. So the Magic We Don't Need No Stinking Magic Award goes to David Ragg and the Blackhawks. Next up is the Who Got the Good Shit Award. Now, the Who Got the Good Shit Award represents which book had the best drugs or drug use, etc. And I think this was kind of tough, but I'm going to go with Snakewood by Adrian Selby because his use of the fight brews and just the variety of concoctions, as well as just putting in other elements of just like the Bettany, which is a lot like the heroin of the world. I think that Adrian Selby really, he takes this one because it's not only like drug use, it's very creative. It's, once again, it's like an original take on drugs, and I feel like that deserves the win. So yes, Adrian Selby, Snakewood, Who Got the Good Shit Award. Next up is the Most Charming Dirtbag Award. And now this one could be kind of difficult to pick because there are so many anti-heroes in Grimdark that are just charming pieces of shit, right? But if I rack my brain kind of hard, there's one that sticks out among the rest. And so the winner is Witchtig Lugner of Beyond Redemption. So I want to give a little context here, guys. Witchtig will literally use his magical power to present himself in like a hero pose. Basically, he uses his magic to look good. So, yeah, Witchtig Lugner, Most Charming Dirtbag. Next up, we have the Brutality Award. Now, this award really just represents the most brutal book that I read this year. And I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that I feel that The Steel Remains by Richard K. Morgan deserves this award, or at least one of his books from the land fit for heroes, because Richard K. Morgan really does bring a level of brutality that's graphic that nobody else does. I've just not seen anybody just go full boogie with the darkness like he does. So yes, I'm going to give this one the Brutality Award to The Steel That Remains. The next category is Most Awkward Sex Scene. So, what's funny is I've actually read quite a few awkward sex scenes this year, but I want to say the one that takes the cake, this one's going to The Steel Remains as well. Between the sex scene between Ringle and Seedlaw. That was strange, graphic, and just awkward. So once again, The Steel Remains winning another award for the most awkward sex scene. All right, so the next category we have is the best battle. Now, if you guys been paying attention to my channel lately, this probably won't come as a surprise. Without a doubt, the best battle goes to R. Scott Baker, the Warrior Prophet on the Plains of Mangetta. This battle... I mean, if you guys saw my review, I will sit here and gush for the rest of my life about how goddamn good that battle is. So yes, best battle award goes to the Warrior Prophet and R. Scott Baker. So the next category is the best first-person story that I read this year, and so the award should go to Black Stone Heart by Michael R. Fletcher, because I did think that Crayon's point of view was amazing. We got everything because of his lack of knowledge and memories. You really get to feel all of the stuff, man. You get weakness, power, love, grief, all that stuff all wrapped up into one character, and it really is amazing. But the Grimmys, like I said, encourages cheating, so sliding in to steal that award would be the Prince of Thorns. Old Georgie boy will always steal the show. Now, the reason why it's kind of cheating is because it was a reread, but like I said, cheating encouraged. So, the best first-person POV award goes to old Georgie boy and his road brothers. Next up, we have the Foul Mouth Award. Now, this award is definitely one after my own heart, and I don't really have to think about it too much. Surely, Abercrombie is an honorable mention, but without a doubt, this award goes to the Blackhawks and David Ragg. I mean, like I said earlier, that book is one hell of a journey. It's an adventure, and from beginning to end, it's just chocked full of the most creative cursing and just combining of animals or whatnot. The Foul Mouth Award goes to the Blackhawks and David Ragg. Trust me, guys, check it out. Next up, we have the Are You Crying? There's No Crying in Grimdark Award. And so this award represents which book made me cry. So there was actually a handful of books this year that made me tear up, but I would say without a doubt the winner will go to The Thousandfold Thought by R. Scott Baker. I will just say it has to do with a character named Naor Sciotha towards the end of the book, and it just, man, it was something that really had built up from book 1 all the way till book 3, and in this moment, personally, I just felt all that emotional charge that was happening in that moment, and it really floored me. You know what I mean? I not only teared up and stuff, man, I could feel it deep in my soul. You know what I mean? So by all means, Are You Crying? There's No Crying in Grimdark Award goes to R. Scott Baker and The Thousandfold Thought. Next up, we have the Hot to Not Award. And so this award represents a series or trilogy that started really warm or hot and ended up cold for whatever reason. And so, without a doubt, I'm giving this award to Mike Cole's Sacred Throne trilogy. And I do want to, I'm not going to I owe you guys a video on all that. But I'm just going to say it's not a bad trilogy. It just worked its way from something to something else that I just wasn't into. But by all means, I could see a lot of people still really digging those books. But for me personally, it was a disappointment. And so the Hot to Not award goes to the Sacred Throne trilogy. Next up, we have the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest award. Now, this award represents the craziest character that I've read this year. And now, honestly, I started kind of digging into the Manifest Illusions series because I was like, man, the craziest character's got to be in here. All these motherfuckers are Looney Tunes. But you know what? The one character, which is kind of like two characters, that really just keeps sticking out of my mind as the craziest character I read this year, I'm going to have to go ahead and give this one to The Drawing of Three by Stephen King and the characters of Detta and Odetta. There's that split personality, and the contrast of those personalities was just so bizarre, and that, their characters really is what put the extra crazy in that book. So by all means, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest award goes to Detta Odetta. Next up, we have the Prankster Gangster award. Now, the Prankster Gangster award represents who pulled the greatest prank out of all the books that I read this year. And I feel like Ben Galley really made it easy on me to make this decision. So the Prankster Gangster Award is going to go to Ben Galley and his book Chasing Graves, and more so to his main character there, Caltro Basalt, who takes a shit in somebody's lockbox on page 2. So basically what this is like a fantasy upper decker in some ways. And so, yeah, by all means, the Prankster Gangster Award goes to Caltro Basalt from Chasing Graves. Next up, we have the You're a Fucking Drunk Award. Now, the You're a Fucking Drunk Award goes to what fantasy character I feel portrays the best alcoholic or addict. And I think this one easily is going to go to Nicomo Casca by Joe Abercrombie. Now, I read him in a couple of Joe's books this year, but I just want to say, man, Casca he really is the embodiment of an alcoholic. And Joe Abercrombie really does a great job at showing and just highlighting the funny, the strange, and the sad things about that. And I just, I really actually became quite attached to that character for almost that specific reason. So yes, the You're a Fucking Drunk Award goes to Casca by Joe Abercrombie. Next up, we have the Best Revenge Tale Award. And so pretty straightforward, right, guys? Except for making this decision wasn't really that straightforward. There's a lot of revenge tales out there that I read, and, I want to say honorable mention, Adrian Selby's Snakewood, because, man, he did a great job at highlighting the cost of revenge. But ultimately, the Best Revenge Tale Award will go to Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. This is just, it's the revenge tale of revenge tales here in the, fantasy. It's amazing. It's got everything you really could want from Joe Abercrombie, and I feel like maybe even a little more. So by all means, the best revenge tale is going to Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. Okay, so the next award is for the best female character that I feel like I read this year, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw this one out to Beyond Redemption by Michael R. Fletcher and his character of Gurn Schlechtis. She is the Hausbrand. Basically, she's like a pyromaniac. That's her power, is like this, fire and whatnot. Just the thing is about this character, she was, very tortured in her own mind, and just how that kind of plays out, I really enjoyed. but she's also just so fucking powerful, so powerful. And I could really just envision her throughout the book, man. You know what I mean? Like she's so like filled with fire that you see like the heat waves coming off of her and the ground boils beneath her. Like just like those little things, man. She just kicks ass. So by all means, I'm giving this one to Gern Schlechtes. Next up, we got the Fight Club Award, and now the Fight Club Award represents basically the best duel, the best one-on-one fight that I read this year, and there's just so many, but one that I really liked, so I'm just going to go with it, is the duel or fight between Shivers and Friendly from Best Served Cold. That battle had me very concerned, or that duel, you know what I mean, for both of their safety. And it really pulled me in, and I enjoyed it. I felt like I was really invested in that one-on-one. Next up, we got the best written character. This one was the hardest one for me to choose. I literally, since I decided I was going to do this award show, I could not pick. But I'm going to have to, right? So the thing is, I think I'm gonna go with character from the Prince of Nothing trilogy, because honestly, if you saw my reviews, you know that like those characters are so amazing because they are uncompromisingly themselves. Like, and that's what makes it so hard to choose. Like, I want to give it to Confus just because he's so uncompromisingly like a fucking asshole dickhead, and I loved him for that. And even in Nayor as well. That was really who I want to give this to, but I'm going to go ahead and give this award to Drusus Akamian because I think that's the character that I followed through those 3 books, and my opinion of him changed just so much. And honestly, like, I learned a lot about Akamian along the way, and I think I understand him a little bit better, and I can't wait to really get back to Drusus Akamian. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of my favorite characters in fantasy right now. So, gonna go ahead and give the Best Written Character Award to Drusus Akamian from the Prince of Nothing trilogy by R. Scott Baker. Next up, we got Oh, What a World Award. Now, this award represents basically the darkest world that I read this year. And man, if you guys know me, like that's where I stomp around, is in dark, dastardly worlds. But if I'm going to give one the award, I'm giving it to Ierwa. I believe that's how you pronounce it. That's the world that R. Scott Baker created there for the Prince of Nothing, really the second Apocalypse series. And the reason why I'm giving this world the award is it is dark and dastardly, and the thing is, there's so much history. There's history built upon older history, like built upon even older history. I mean, it's just so vast that I have like just an infinite amount of respect, and just I love it. And I really do think that it's the best dark dastardly world that I spent time in this year. All right, next up is the What the Fuck Award, and now the What the Fuck Award represents a dastardly, just disgusting scene, like the most gut-wrenchingly fucked up scene that I read this year. And I'm going to just go ahead and give this one to The Cold Commands by Richard K. Morgan, which is book number 2 in the Land Fit for Heroes trilogy. But the scene where Ringle throws the slaver Poppy to the soldiers to be brutally gang raped is super fucked up, man. And not just because of that happened, but just the way it all plays out is so fucking dastardly. And so by all means, the What the Fuck Award is going to The Cold Commands by Richard K. Morgan. All right, so now we are down to the 21st award of the night. And this one, I picked 21 because we're moving into 2021. So this one is the Best Blackout Award. And it just represents, who had the best blackout. Pretty straightforward, I guess. Now, this one was really tough, though, too. Because, Grimdark's got plenty of blackout moments. But I'm going to go ahead and give this one, as much as I thought it would go to a darker book, I'm going to give this one to Traitor's Blade. I think that Falco Del Monde actually does have a pretty brutal blackout moment where he comes to, and it's like there's a bloody aftermath. And it's brutal enough that I'm gonna go ahead and give Trader's Blade Falco Del Monde the Blackout Award. All right, guys, I want to say, Happy New Year. Hopefully next year brings better shit, but, hey, if it doesn't, whatever, man, we're going to get through this, guys. And so, I just hope that this was somewhat entertaining. Like I said, I scabbed this thing together in the last minute. But just know, next year, we're going to go all out on the Grimmys, okay? We're going to make these things, like, really official. This was the first year, we'll get it off the ground in 2021. So I am kind of looking forward to that because this was fun. And I'm going to be creating other videos and stuff that are just not book reviews. I like doing lists and whatnot. So look forward to that stuff as well. And guys, don't forget, we got the Black Company read along starting tomorrow. And we're doing one book a month. Plenty of time for anybody to get in, read the books, move on to the next one. So, as always, guys, I hope you just had a little bit of fun. If you're new, please like and subscribe. It helps grow the channel. You know what time it is. Peace.